Hey guys, welcome to the Maresa Ng official channel where we help businesses to grow. So this is the second of a two-part video where I talk a little bit about some of the mistakes that business owners make when it comes to delegating. Now some of you out there, you're watching this video and you followed the first one. And some of you are delegating a work and you find that when you delegate that work, the work somehow makes its way back to you and it ends up on your to-do list. And somehow when the more you delegate, the busier you get. And it doesn't matter how many people you hire. You have probably a lot of people around you on your staff force, but you're still so busy. So there's got to be a better way to be effectively delegating, and I want to share some of the mistakes inside this video. So let's roll into that. So in the last video, I shared 3 mistakes, and in this video, I'm going to share another 4, okay? Now, the 4th mistake that a lot of people make, a lot of business owners make, is that they think that scolding the employee is feedback. Alright, now that is a big mistake because scolding and getting upset, getting frustrated, that's not feedback. Yeah, there is an effective way of how you give feedback, but when you're scolding an employee, emotions are high, and when emotions are high, usually intelligence is low. Yeah, that's what one of my mentors taught me. So never talk to an employee about how to improve your jobs when you're upset. Yeah, but in giving feedback, you're also not only identifying the exact scenarios that something went wrong, but you're also giving the employee multiple ways and solutions on how to address the problem. Now that is giving effective feedback. Boo-boo number 5 is delegating without ensuring resources and support. And sometimes we're just so busy. We just get all like, I gotta get this. Okay, can you help me? Boom, and you dump it on the poor boy, you dump it on the poor girl, and they're left stranded like on a deserted island without having enough resources and support. So one of the things that if you find that your employees are failing at getting stuff done, ask yourself, do they have enough resources? Do they have enough data, enough information, enough support, enough guidance, enough mentoring? It may not be you. It may be you setting it up with another more senior person in the company saying, hey, could you be able to help John come up with this more complex proposal? He's used to doing some simple proposals, but this guy needs some of your help now. But you pair them up by setting it up. Yeah, and sometimes you've got to think about a lot more of those resources and support so that our employees get stuff done. Boo-boo number 6. Boo-boo number 6 is telling your employee exactly what to do. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, there's nothing left to creativity. And so when you tell your employees exactly what to do, that may be good, and they just gotta go, all right, number 1, number 2, I don't have to use my brain, I just gotta do it. 3, 4, 5, all right, just follow the steps. 5, 6, 7, because my boss told me to. 8, 9, 10. And when that happens, there's very little buy-in, very little ownership, and sometimes you're not correct. Yeah, as a business owner, sometimes you get it wrong with the instructions. 1 to 10, you got it wrong. But because you instructed your employee without telling them why they needed to do something, what was the objective behind the task versus exactly what to do, they don't know how to think for themselves. And so a little bit more advanced delegation is to be able to explain. The reason why we're working on collecting all these customer complaints is because we're trying to improve customer review and to work on a good objection script. Now there you go. But you're trying to explain why you're doing something instead of giving them the exact steps that they sometimes don't take a lot of ownership and buy into because they never understood why. Boo-boo number 7 in delegating is sometimes understanding the maturity around your employee. Maturity, I mean, is do they understand the task? Do they actually have the skills? Do they actually have the abilities? Now that's called pacing. The better you understand your employees, the more you're gonna be able to pace with your employee. That means actually delegating work that they can do. Now at times you're gonna delegate something that they entirely don't know how to do. That's where you handhold them a bit. Spend time brainstorming. Now, did you understand that task? Tell me where you're at. Okay, are you struggling with this part? Good, let's sit down, let me give you more pointers. But you handhold a little bit more versus just a 2-liner email and can you get this done? Now, if that employee has done the work before, then yeah, you can send a 2-liner email and then trust that he or she will get it done. But if it's something completely new, you've got to spend some time brainstorming. You see, that's called training on the job. OTJ, and that's what we do. When I'm telling you to train them for one whole entire day, because some business owners don't have that amount of time, but when you train on the job, you're doing a little bit more hand-holding for employees that have a lower maturity to that task. Not lower maturity because they're young, no. Lower maturity to that task and to working with you, especially if they're a newer employee to you and not someone that has worked with you for a longer time. So guys, those are the 7 boo-boos. If you have caught the first video as well, I hope this is a short snippet that gives you a better idea. Do check in with yourselves. And gang, if you want to know how to be able to delegate better, I do have a very, very powerful webinar. Just hop on. The link is for you to be able to join our webinar at the bottom. Just open up the video description at the bottom and just click on the link, yeah? And you'll be able to watch my Art of Delegation webinar over 60 minutes. So do sit down, take a lot of notes, because that's going to be able to help you in the business. Yeah, I do hope you hit subscribe to this channel, guys, and at the same time, just hit the bell. Hit the bell so that every time I launch a fantastic video like this, you're keeping notified and a little notification will come up. And hit like if you like the video, and do share it out. Remember guys, have a great business and a great life, because being in business is about more life. Take care, and I'll see you next week.